forgive me if I get right to it and I'm quick on the trigger, but I got to get into the New York Jets. We know they've got a game coming up against the New York Giants this weekend. We understand that. We understand the magnitude of this game simply because neither has clinched a playoff spot. Both need wins desperately. And considering the way they both got shellacked this past weekend, the New York Giants getting embarrassed by the putrid Washington Redskins, the Jets getting ramrodded at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. It was just a complete and utter embarrassment, a disgrace of the highest order. How these people can sit there and lift their heads up this day. I'm talking about both teams. How they could lift up their head today is just utterly amazing to me. And I say all of that to say, Rex Ryan, the head coach of the New York Jets, I have a statement to make about him and a question. My question is first. Sir, have you no shame? Have you no shame? You could sit here just days removed from one of the most disgraceful performances we've seen from the New York Jets in recent memory. Getting embarrassed the way that you got embarrassed, letting Michael Vick do what he want to do, letting Sean McCoy look like he's the second coming of Walter Payton, letting Brent Selleck look like he's Gronkowski for New England, or whomever else you want to pick, some great tight end, whether it's a Shannon Sharp or somebody else, even a Mark Bavaro from back in the day with the New York Giants. Whatever you do, whatever you said, the audacity, the temerity, the unmitigated gall for you to open your mouth after the New York Jets get beat like that. Don't you understand, Coach Rex Ryan, that every single day that you continue to open your mouth even more, you embarrass yourself? You embarrass the New York Jets organization, and more importantly, leaning towards the statement that I said that I wanted to make about you. Don't you understand, sir, that it exposes you as a flat-out liar? I am not one, regardless of my bombastic and demonstrative tendencies from time to time, admittedly so. I'm trying to work on that because Mama's usually listening now. I've tried to curtail that to some degree, but then comes along a coach like Rex Ryan that makes it increasingly difficult day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. I mean, this is just disgraceful. You get beat 45-19. Your defense, which has surrendered, by the way, 4,451 yards this year, okay? Giving up about 112, 113 yards per game on the ground alone. Clearly not one of the top defenses that it's been over the last 2 years where you were ranked 1 and 3 respectively, Rex Ryan. Here you are, opening your mouth. Have you no shame? Have you no shame? Don't you understand that we don't care anymore? And by the way, let me put out this disclaimer. We're the home of the New York Jets. This is the flagship station for the New York Jets. I'm supposed to watch what I have to say, and I will do that. But let me forewarn all of you. Michael Kay has more of that obligation than me because, after all, he is Mr. Afternoon Drive. This is his show. I'm just filling in. So I can be as rambunctious as I want to be. I can be as contentious as I want to be. Hell, I can just go back to 7 to 9 once my 2-week stint on his show is over. I don't have the obligation that he has, even though Michael Kay understands he's as real as it gets. It's just that he's much more of a nice guy than me. I'm not that nice. When you get on my stinking nerves, I'm going to let you know. And it has gotten to that point where I feel that way about Rex Ryan. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen, I am a fan of Rex Ryan. Most of the time, I am agreeing with them. The bravado, the level of attention, the relevance that he has attached to the New York Jets franchise is something I completely applaud. God knows they needed the attention. You don't win a Super Bowl championship since 1968. Excuse me, you are in desperate need of attention. The all-time leading passer in franchise history is a guy that hasn't thrown a football since 1974. You need attention. You got one Super Bowl championship to show up, and the last time that happened was when I was 2 years old. You are in desperate need of attention. I get it. But at some point in time, we all need to filter ourselves. We all need to understand that you just can't run your mouth at the risk of being devoid of substance. Because remember, when you're devoid of substance, ultimately that provokes this kind of emotion, the kind of emotion that gets people irritated with you. And the next step, Rex Ryan, is for us to completely ignore you and to render you as being meaningless. And guess what, Coach Rex Ryan? You are on the verge of getting directly to that point because you are just a week away from it. You lose to the New York Giants, you are in jeopardy of not making the postseason. It's not official because you're battling with the Cincinnati Bengals for that playoff spot, that wild card playoff spot. But, sir, you didn't win the division. You had an opportunity. You came into this season talking about beating New England Patriots. You lost to them twice. These are facts. They are undisputed. These are things that should not have happened. They have happened. And what we're starting to notice here, Coach Rex Ryan, is that the team is regressing on your watch. It's getting worse. Andrew, are they better than what they were a year ago? Talk to the listeners. Tell them yes or no. That's all I need from you. Are they better than they were the last 2 years?
No, they're not.
Are they getting worse than they were the last 2 years?
It would look that way.
I think so. I think so. This is the problem. We're supposed to be getting better. You make Super Bowl proclamations. You're talking about the New York Jets and how good they are. Excuse me, we are supposed to look at you and expect that this team is going to be better. And I got something else that I haven't heard Michael Kay bring up. I haven't heard Don Juan LaGreca bring up. I haven't heard my boy Joey Salvia bring up. I haven't heard Andrew bring up. Damn it, I didn't hear myself bring it up. Haven't heard Ryan and Robin bring it up. Haven't heard anybody bring it up. What got you the job is what is supposed to be your signature. It's supposed to personify you. It's supposed to be emblematic of who you are and what you represented. Why did you become a head coach? Because your defense was, as a defensive coordinator, you were a stalwart. You were all that in a bag of chips. What are you now? I'm looking at Rex Ryan, and I'm looking at the Jets' defense. I'm sorry, I don't see them as being better than they once were. I don't see them being the number one defense in the league, or number 3 for that matter, or even number 6 in points allowed. I don't see any of that. I see a defense that's suspect. It's one thing if you're big time defensively and your offense ain't getting it done because you made your bones on the defensive side of the ball. But now that you've gone from coordinator to head coach, how is the defense getting worse under your watch? These are legitimate questions. I don't have answers. 800-919-3776 is the number to call up. That's 800-919-3776. I'm starving for answers. I'm starving for them because I don't have them. You can also tweet me at twitter.com/Stephen A. Smith. I'm so disgusted because I got to be out there at that game this Saturday. I got to see this. And I was looking forward to seeing 2 reputable teams. And they both, at this moment, sorry to say, look like flat-out garbage. Inquiring minds want to know why. I truly do want to know why. But not before I get into you, Tom Coughlin. You're next. It's Stephen A.